I will be making a chair from scratch next week. Yo, absolutely fantastic luxury Italian property.
Italian property. That's why you're here, and that's what we're looking at today. My name is Nick Ferrand, and these are my Italian one-take property tours.
Yo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
This is a long video.
Not coming with a house, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Really.
How much does this bad boy cost?
Fantastic.
A couple $100,000?
Absolutely perfect.
Bro, his noise gate on this video is a crime.
It's expandable, this property.
Let me feel. It's like a Hassan stream, bro. Let me hear the ambiance.
And you could use this as, well, it's a bit extravagant actually, as a caretaker's property, but that is a fully fitted kitchen.
Not a big fan of the renovation of the kitchen. I don't know why they don't have like this nice rustic, like everything else is rustic and then the kitchen is just like straight out of a Toll Brothers house. Bro, this noise gate is insane.
Beautiful light today.
Holy shit. See, I don't give a shit about the kitchen anymore. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about that kitchen no more.
Umbria. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm just going to look down. And as I said to you, the majority of the furniture,
Italian property,
and to the second building.
Where's Umbria?
Walls which are going out into the garden.
I like wood beams in a house. I really do. I like exposed wood beams. I like my exposed wood beams that I have.
Absolutely.
And mine. Can you see mine?
Now,
nope, you can't.
Kiki had told me that this is where.
Look at that. Beautiful. Beside Tuscany. How's a British guy?
Kiki.
How's there a British guy selling property in Tuscany, man?
Beam. And again, they've used wood,
look at that,
which they found from.
That's beautiful.
The ground floor, where you would have had the animals, and incorporated that into.
Not a cell phone in sight.
Understand. Springboard.
What the hell?
This part here.
The fuck is going on here?
It's for the children.
Oh, that's a pool cover.
It's
I was so confused.
And then you've got a bigger pool, and it's 14 meters.
That property looks beautiful over there.
And then the other pool, I think, is 10 meters by 4 meters.
When you buy a property in Tuscany, what they do for you is they give you the property.
Absolutely beautiful, looking at your two properties and over the Umbrian countryside. Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Wait, does that sound of bees?
Can you hear the bees?
That's insane.
Oh, just lovely. The sun's not out now, but I'm just
beautiful.
Gonna put the camera down. Just
bro,
there.
Chat. All of you deserve a beautiful house. I wish we lived in a world where we could all just have beautiful houses together, bro, and we were all equally happy. Why do only some people get to be happy? You know? Why do only some people get to be happy? Like, there wouldn't be anything bad if we were all just happy. We could still be motivated and work hard, bro.
We are going to have
we could have a baseline of happiness. Now. Let this be the basic house. This is starter house. Okay? This is starter house. And then, if you want more, you know, put a little extra effort in.
The first thing I need to say to you, well, let's talk about the price first of all. Well, what do you think? This house is going to come to the market at 1.95 million euros, and it's 740 square meters.
Say that one more time. I was ADHD.
At 1.95 million euros, and it's 740 square meters. Now, if I put this property about 40 minutes
for what it is,
you're going to add another €1 million to this, at least.
For what it is.
I think this is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, for what it is.
Absolutely fantastic.
I mean, bro, I'm not joking.
Right.
There's houses in my neighborhood that cost more than that. And I do not live in a nice neighborhood. I just live in a central neighborhood. You know what I mean? This is fucking insane.
Carmen Fields, Eastern Virginia, Marcia, Dory Jean, Cooksey and Junior. I can't thank you enough. Carmen asked for my address and she sent me some cookies, and I don't want you to all send me cookies. That's okay, but you are so kind.
I want to live this
really,
life. I want to do whatever he's doing.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all wherever you are in the world. My name is Nick.
I want this. Like, whatever he's doing, I want to do that.
Property tours. Today we are in a tiny village called Lugnano, which is approximately 25 minutes away from...
I can master a language in 2 months.
Umbria, and we are going to tour a stunning
I can learn the tricks of the trade, bro. I know I'm 35. Maybe it's too late for me to get in, bro, but come on. A man can dream, right?
Good morning, good afternoon,
Look at this.
Good evening to you all wherever you are in the world. My name is Nick Ferrand, and these are my Italian one-take property tours. Today,
I like that.
With kind permission from the owners, we are going to tour a property which we sold in 2022. Right, where are you going to take me now?
Wow.
Let's see. I can
I'd be so much more...
Back here, our little loo.
I'm not cut out to be an entertainer, guys. I'm meant to be out here in the real world. Walking around Italian houses, bro. You like how like my perception of this is like, oh, you're just gonna walk around houses and talk about them, bro. Wow, I could do that job, man. That must be so sick. That guy doesn't do anything else except just walk around houses and talk about them, man. Fuck yeah, I could do that shit.
And good evening to you all wherever you are in the world. My name is Nick Ferrand, and these are my Italian one-take property tours.
Rich Americans buying up fantastic Italian properties in beautiful countryside gives me irrational anger.
21-22 degrees.
I mean, you know, I don't know what to say about that.
That's hair under by 5 meters.
If I could buy one, I would.
But the most beautiful.
I absolutely would.
Pool behind me is the most exquisite house, and I hope you have drinks and nibbles because this is going to blow your socks off. English expression. It is gorgeous. There is not one thing that I'm going to say to you today, basically, which doesn't show... Oh, dragonfly. Gorgeous. Back at this very...
Wow.
What happened is that
what the fuck?
They got a couple of guys, and they came up, and they started...
I know what we could do with this.
And then they started
lock up
digging.
all my favorite streamers in there.
And they
force them to collaborate with me whenever I want.
They started...
Whenever I want, guys.
...to dig. And as they went further and further underground, they didn't know what they were going to find. You know, whether it was an Etruscan tomb, you know, whatever it was. But when they got to the end, under the tower, they actually found another room. Can you believe that?
Bro.
I just think it's the most incredible thing ever. And
allow me to show you fucking dog right now.
Into their wine cellar.
This is what he's doing right now. This is why I thought he was dead for a second. Look at that fucker. You see that? Look at that fucking potbelly pig. What a fucking potbelly pig, bro. What a fucking potbelly pig.
Now, this probably dates back to the 15th century. Yeah. Yeah, if I had the money, I would buy the house just for this. It is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And nobody really knows the history. What
give it to me, man.
Space, honestly.
This is beautiful. I love this environment. This looks like straight out of Skyrim, bro. Looks straight out of Oblivion. It even has that that bloom, that shitty bloom lighting.
I especially love this lamp. If you see this lamp here, the shade is made of porcupine quills. Much I'm looking forward to your comment.
Wow. Beautiful. Give me some more shit in the feed. Whoa, touring the most expensive Gilded Age mansion in America. Jesus, what does Gilded Age even mean? Newport, Rhode Island. Bro. What's up with the gasping?
The Breakers. One of the last great monuments of a family that once ruled American high society. But for Cornelius Vanderbilt, wealth was never the endgame.
Holy shit.
It was the foundation for something much larger.
Who is that guy?
Legacy.
Is this him? Is he the YouTuber? Or is he the guy who owns the house?
Over 130,000 square feet, 70 rooms, 33 bedrooms, 20 bathrooms, 27
What do you do with all that?
fireplaces, 5 floors, including the basement and tunnels,
That's him.
and 13
Is that the
acres
that's the
of
YouTuber?
prime Newport. In my opinion, the pinnacle home in America.
Holy shit.
Now, to understand how this American palace came to be, we first have to understand the history of the Vanderbilt family who manifested it.
Europe Imitation House. I mean, his name is Vanderbilt, and it's old school. I mean, chances are they probably immigrated from Europe.
Was young and hungry for greatness when Cornelius Vanderbilt, a man with little education but immense ambition, set out to build an empire. Born in 1794, Vanderbilt tapped into the power of steam and steel, connecting the nation through railroads and shipping.
Do I know about the Biltmore House?
Carving
Yeah,
his
had a couple
place
rooms and a
as
bathroom.
One of the richest men in history. When
Ooh.
Cornelius died,
Oh.
his son, who he was
Yo,
not very fond
they're kind of
William Henry Vanderbilt,
adding a little bit of AI
took the
zhuzh
helm
to these old
and
photos.
He doubled the family fortune his father built, pushing the Vanderbilts into a realm of wealth that almost seemed mythic. Then came
Holy
Cornelius
shit.
Vanderbilt II, the grandson and third generation Vanderbilt, who left his ego and his appetite for power unchecked, ultimately dreaming up the Breakers, a fortress on the cliffs of Newport designed to stand as a testament to the family's legacy. It was here, amid halls of gold leaf and rooms of marble with
Who's the richest
semi-precious
person in
stones
chat?
inlaid, that the
There's
Vanderbilts
somebody in chat who's
envisioned
disgustingly wealthy.
their lasting place.
What are
in
you doing right
history.
now?
Like all empires built on fortune, the Vanderbilt dynasty began to falter. The vast fortune that once defined them slipped away, scattered by changing industries and endless
The thing is, they
spending.
they probably don't consider
This
themselves
home is-
wealthy because of the environment that they're in, and the constant goalpost moving, and the world that they're surrounded in.
The story of the Vanderbilts, a family that rose to the
They're like,
heights
not a
of
billionaire
American
equals
royalty,
not
only to watch their empire slowly dissolve into
hedonic treadmill
cultural
shit.
memory.
Bro, I mean, this is good editing for something that could be otherwise boring.
Imagine, if you will, it is the summer of 1895. The orchestra is blaring as Cornelius Vanderbilt II
I would love to
descends
do
down
this.
staircase
Whatever this guy's
with
doing,
his
I would love to
daughter,
do this.
About to introduce her to all of New York high society. Lining the gallery above, all eyes are on her. This is American royalty.
What the fuck? No,
Let's
like,
be honest, this is a palace.
I love
This is not a
architecture and
home.
history.
I think there's this misconception in America.
I like
that
wearing suits.
We don't have architecture that rivals
I'd do
Europe,
it.
But in this video, we are going to give you an in-depth tour, I believe for the first time ever, of the Breakers Mansion, starting here in this great room. This room is 50 foot by 50 foot by 50 foot. For instance, you could probably place a 3-story home in this great room. That's how much volume is in this space.
Yeah, I mean,
Given that
absolutely.
this isn't Renaissance home, if you look up, this would technically be an atrium But because we are in New England, you have the next best thing, a windswept sky painted on the ceiling here. Let's just focus our attention again towards the ceiling. This is all casted plaster, and there is tons of symbolism and sacred geometry throughout this whole house. For instance, you have the flower
Dude's like a foot
of
taller
life
than you.
going around the corner
Well,
of this entire room.
I could wear stilettos,
Various types
bitch.
of marbles from all over the world. Again, looking up, you have the Vanderbilt family crest with the 3 acorns.
Do you have a family crest?
The entire house. This is like my Super
Chat.
Bowl. I have looked at this house online for so many years, and to be standing in this room, it's nothing short of surreal. Looking up, we have these 4 chandeliers, and
I
I
actually
this
do.
out. So these
Yeah, everybody
were
does
not
if you
only
dig back enough,
electric, but
guys.
gas. And this is one of the
Listen, Martha in Wisconsin at Walmart has a family crest, okay? Just how she probably also has 5% Native American blood in her. Yo, Cameron, thank you very much for the 67 months, baby. Only 102 more subs until we get to that 3K. Let me hear some fucking voice.
first homes in America that had electricity. So not only did you have the electric current, you had gas. So these were fire-lit chandeliers. Imagine that. All of New York's high society in this room, all of the power in this emerging nation in this one room.
What was that noise?
Those chandeliers
the fuck was
are
that
so
noise?
heavy that they're actually anchored to the steel beams at the top of the house. And this home is a Freemason structure, meaning that it is just stone, steel, and brick holding up this house, which is nothing short of incredible.
None of that paper shit we build houses with now.
Were able to build homes like this back in the day because
none of that cardboard
maybe the
shit.
collective consciousness was a bit higher. Maybe people had more time to devote themselves to their craft. So I'm going to break down some of the details.
The music
with
doesn't
this
relax though. The music really feels like it's building up to something, and it's just constantly playing.
So they wanted
That's my
to have
one
a
thing.
very regal flow. These risers are actually 2 inches shorter than the average staircase. And even when I was descending down, I felt just an
This
air
music should either be used at the beginning or the end.
elegance as I made my way into the center of this great room. I do want to point this out just because this is the head of the home right here. This is a bust of Cornelius Vanderbilt II. And as you go throughout this space with me, you'll see numerous paintings of him. So again, this is the heart of the
He
house.
loves
This
that
is the main
boom sound
hub.
effect.
This is where everything happened. All of the big
He's using the
events
hell out of that boom
make
sound
their way off
effect.
of this staircase. Look at this.
Or
Here's
do you ever
another
use a room for that floor?
oil paint.
That is the room when you throw a massive social party where fucking politicians and socialites are all fucking hanging around, sucking each other's dicks. You got people going around fucking with plates, hors d'oeuvres, and fucking shit like that. Someone's playing piano. There's an ice sculpture.
Oil painting of the man himself.
It's the massive,
He's actually not
entertaining
in this
hall.
box. This is a rare piece of history. This was actually from the 19th century, and the
Hors
paintings are
d'oeuvres.
from the 15th
Hors
century.
d'oeuvres.
This is essentially an Italian dowry box where the dowry for the bride would be given on the day of the wedding.
Oh yeah.
But from the main room, the great
Back in the
room, we are now
transactional
going
wedding days.
into the jaw-dropping formal dining space.
Jesus Christ.
First thing that you're going to notice, again, looking up, you have these 2 enormous Baccarat crystal chandeliers in here. And again, these were fitted also for gas along with electricity. You can actually see there's these little circular cords you could pull down to adjust the flame height. It's one of the rooms where you walk in here and you feel it deep in your soul, just with all the ornate details. For instance, look at the size of this marble fireplace. Look at the sheer proportions of the space. The columns in the space, these
Bro,
are
you don't
actually
need to be. He's overusing this, like, he's been using the fuck out of that sound effect, man.
Look at the size of this marble fireplace. Look at the sheer proportions of the space. The columns in the space, these are actually rose alabaster.
It's like that shitty
These are
TikTok
single
sound.
pieces of marble that were turned on a lathe. Typically columns, they are stacked on top of each other, and it's very rare that you find one giant chunk of marble for a column. And now we have the light pouring into the space. Again, if you look up the cornice, you have the flower
My sub sound
of
is a
life
Goldeneye
at the
soundtrack.
bottom
You
of
can
the
hear it again
cornice
if you
going around
subscribe,
the
my dude.
entire space. And all of the intricate carvings, if you were to bring them down from the ceiling, they would be around the size of me. They are literally life-size
sounds are
carvings
unnecessary.
up on the ceiling here. And again, we're moving into
It's
a
like-
bit of
it's
a
like
beau art style,
it's
kind of
like
moving away from that Italianate Renaissance.
Zoomer core a little bit.
And this room is nothing short of royalty. These robber barons, the Vanderbilts, the Astors, they were the royalty of America when this nation was flourishing. And it is reflected in this room right here. And another thing that makes this home so special is the majority of the furniture is original. In
It
this dining
loses
room,
its
we have
impact
34
when you use
seats,
too
again,
many
for the
impact sound
top-
effects.
Top members of that Gilded Age class. And I want to keep our attention on the ceiling. If you look up,
Bro,
that is a
stop it,
painting
man.
of Aurora greeting the dawn.
It's like I'm
which is
playing
very
a
fitting.
fucking again. It's like I'm playing a fucking like noir game, and you're like a clue's been unlocked.
I want to keep our attention on the ceiling. If you look up, that is a painting of Aurora greeting the dawn, which is very fitting because we are facing due east, and you can see now the morning light is pouring into the space. It gives you that warmth and the soul in the home. And I do want to mention, this was a summer home. This was built to only serve 2 months out of the entire year. Put that into perspective. That's the type of wealth that they had back then. The ornateness is on every inch of this room. This is 22 karat gold leafing. And I want to just point out a few of the symbols. So if you look, you have the caduceus, which is on ambulances, it's on trash trucks. The caduceus, in more esoteric principles, was symbolic of a spiritual awakening. So you have the 2 snakes going up the pillar, which is symbolic of a kundalini rising in a bit more of an esoteric sense, which kind of makes me think that back in the day, they were more in touch
The butler's
with, I
pantry,
guess,
the
spiritual
fireproof
side of
kitchen.
things,
Let's take a look at the
which
fireproof kitchen.
And now this kitchen is unique
Oh,
for many
shit.
reasons. One,
Chat,
it's
I would
bigger
bake a
than
pizza in
most
this, though.
Apartments in
I
New York
would.
City. It could be a house in itself. It's unique because it's above ground. Typically, in all the other
I'd be
homes
like
in
this.
this area, the
I'd be
kitchen
like
was
this, chat.
subterraneous. But this was a massive
I'd be cooking
effort
in there like this.
fireproofing the house, having the kitchen be its own separate area. And I want to point this out because I thought this was so unique. So this door was actually kept shut at all times to keep these smells from going into the main house. And then the food was actually passed, I'm not gonna actually open it, but it was passed through this little hole in the door, just so the smells wouldn't enter the main house. And I just wanna break down this right here. This is
What a
an
rich little
original
quirk.
cast iron stove. This isn't like your stove at home where you flip on the switch and you're immediately at the temperature. This was a furnace. These were all bays to fill with coal to get this griddle going as hot as it could go. And again, I just want to show you the proportions of the space. You even have a water view from the kitchen. It's nothing short of impressive. So from the kitchen, I wanted to give you an accurate portrayal of the scale of the house. So we're now walking through the service stairwell. This is, again, behind the scenes. And this house, like I mentioned at the start of the video, is over 130,000 square feet. For perspective, a large house, like I would say a mansion, is around 6,000. This is 130,000 square feet. Ooh. I almost stepped on the rug, so that's an original rug. Do not want to step on that, but we're back in the formal dining room. But from
billiards hall.
Formal dining room, welcome to the billiards room. The theme of the billiards room is to mimic the sea. You can tell by the specific type of Italian marble on the wall. Again, all book matched to perfection. If we look down, these are all hand-laid mosaic tiling. Again, there's the acorns there, the Vanderbilt family crest. If we look up, these arches here are all alabaster, and then there are these diamonds with
alabaster
stones
arches, guys?
inlaid into the marble. Look at this. This is alabaster, 2 angels holding the V for the Vanderbilt family. Just take a look at the ceiling. Again, in the middle here, there's another tile mosaic. And then you can really see inlaid into the marble, those semi-precious stones. People associate crystals with spirituality, and I can only imagine that they probably serve some purpose, maybe more than decorative, in my opinion.
The Breakers is full of what we call sacred geometry, such as the flower of life and the Fibonacci sequence. Reoccurring patterns symbolize the connection between the material and the spiritual realms, bridging the finite with the infinite. And it's said when humans engage with spaces infused with these designs, they subconsciously align with a sense of cosmic order, balance, and harmony.
One thing I want to mention about the billiards room is this is where the gentlemen would retire after dinner. They'd come in here and smoke
Sorry,
cigars.
just catching up on
and
history.
mainly discuss the politics of the day. And I would infer, just based off of what we've seen thus far, they were much more diplomatic when discussing politics than, let's say, in 2024. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's continue on. So leaving this room here, from the billiards room, these are 2 beautifully hand-carved mahogany doors which lead back into the Great Hall where we started the episode. There's actually a grotto under the main staircase
not bored,
here,
not bored.
Continuing with
This
the
guy's boring? All right, no more. Okay, here we go. Gentle kitchen ambiance with rain, fireplace, sound for deep relaxing. Hey, did you know that Enya lives in a castle? Enya lives in my shed. Cyr, my sick mouse, passed in my hands yesterday at the exact moment you started playing Arms of the Angel song. It was so surreal. I didn't believe she was actually gone for 10 hours. What? I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry. That's insane. I want to play a game. If I'm being completely honest with you. Da 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 da. Play Assassin's Creed Unity for no reason at all. Have you heard of the Isle? No. What's the Isle? Should I play the Isle? Guys, should I play a little bit of the Isle, guys? I need to play something that'll make me have... I want to play something that'll get me having a lot of fun. Yes, my smoke alarm is going off right now. I know. I know. I know. I know. I'm not going to play the Isle, guys. I forget that people swap out. Not everybody was here to watch me suffer. It is Dino Running Simulator. It really is. It really, really, really is. Eggs. Okay. Why is there a cigarette on there? Overwhelmingly positive. How could it be so overwhelmingly positive? It's just cooking egg. You know what I'm doing? I'm oversimplifying games again. And that's a you know, a spiral to hating everything. Okay? Every game is just something, right? Skyrim is just walking around. You know?